your girl, Amber, also known as Amber the Alchemist. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new, I am so glad that your spirit led you here. If you are returning back with some more tea, welcome, sis, bro, whatever. Welcome. This week is undeniably heavy. This past week, when I did that tower reflection a week ago, I knew that this was going to be a difficult week. I know that it was going to be a week of tragedy. I did not know that it was going to pan out like this, but now when I watched last week's video, it all makes so much sense. So always, as always, I am sending you love. I am sending you healing. And remember what I said last week. Sometimes healing, in order for healing to take place, radical change needs to happen. And change is very uncomfortable, but all that is occurring in this moment is just a buildup of over 400 years of injustice. And I think it's important for us to showcase our activism, but in whatever way that aligns with your purpose, right? So some of us aren't going to be on the front lines, but what are your gifts and how can you use them to amplify systemic oppression, to amplify injustice? For me right now, my activism is taking form of my gifts, and healing is most important to me in this moment, for us to be well equipped and for us to release this toxic energy and this static, yucky energy that this country, but more specifically this world, has just stuck on us. And this week, I'm not really picking up on anything. I feel like I'm more so picking up on just a continuation of last week, and I actually feel like it might get worse, which usually it does. We have to remember that when it comes to systems that are in place, Saturn is teaching us that these systems need to be burnt into the ground in order for new systems to be built and for new systems to sustain, right? So that takes looking at the world through a new lens and holding yourself accountable and seeing what part that, or what role that you might play. So if you are a white ally and you're watching this, I strongly encourage you, and I don't encourage you, I hold you accountable. It is your duty, it is your sacred responsibility to do your part. Whether that looks like educating others, because remember, it's not the job of those that are oppressed. It's not our job as Black people to educate you. Pick up some books, go to Google, read, do your research, and share with your community. When you see white privilege taking place, hold yourself accountable. Because remember, when it comes to white privilege, you're a recipient of it, knowingly and unknowingly, I will say. Definitely knowingly most of the time. But I just had to come through and start this video off. Like, I have my Malcolm X t-shirt. I just want to let y'all know that yes, I am a spirit. Yes, I am a psychic. Yes, I am a healer. I'm an intuitive. I'm in a vessel, but I am a Black woman. I am a Black woman before anything. And I'm committed to intergenerational healing. I'm committed to the healing of the earth. I'm committed to us growing and evolving. Like what we're experiencing now, like this world that we live in now is coming to this, it's a catalyst because it's a buildup, and I'm just ready for the release. Like, if there has not been a tower moment in our lifetime, then this is it. Like, shit is burning to the ground and I'm with it. So I just had to start y'all off with that and let y'all know what time I'm on. And I also wanted to give a loving shout out to Demi, a Black woman who owns the luxury scarf line Mitra, which is so lovely. She sent me this liberation scarf, which is just, it's so timely for right now. I received this scarf yesterday and I was like, I have to wear this in my video. That's just what I'm about, like liberation of our people, liberation of our mind, liberation of our spirit, like just freedom and claiming that over ourselves. So because I feel like this upcoming week is just going to be a continuation of this week, maybe I'm feeling called to just do some oracle, maybe work with the oracle a little bit deeper and see just what we can get from this week. I don't want it to be too much in depth because we're all still processing, but Listen, y'all know I had to come through and deliver something, whether it's a word, whether it's a couple words, just something to hold space for us. For this upcoming week, I'm gonna, of course, use my energy oracle cards, and I'm just gonna pull one card, and we'll go from there and see where it takes us. Spirit, what is the energy surrounding us for this upcoming week? And I'm sorry if you guys hear like a lawnmower in the background. I can't control that. Spirit, what is the energy surrounding us for this upcoming week? Wow. And I'm just going to elaborate. So I just pulled appreciation. I don't know why I'm about to tear up, but it feels like this week is, when this card comes up, when appreciation comes up, it reminds us, like, you look at this appreciation card, you see this woman, and she is surrounded by these rose bushes, right? But notice, if you can see, sorry, I don't think you can, but in the photo, she's surrounded by all of these bushes, but there's only a couple flowers. But she takes a flower, and that's the one thing that she's paying attention to. That's that one moment of stillness that she's stepping into. Yes, I'm surrounded by this, but she's stepping into gratitude. This is a week of stepping into gratitude despite the circumstances. For us, I know for us as Black people, one thing that I've been feeling lately is just like this swelling sense of pride for how we are actively using our voice, how we are actively showing up for each other, how we are actively demanding peace. Not even demanding peace, because fuck peace at this moment, right? Like, fuck peace right now. It's not about being peaceful right now. It's about radical change. But I really envision that this next week for us, we are going to just be grateful. Not grateful for where we are in this moment, but grateful for how we've come, how far we've come. Grateful for our ancestors that have paved the way for us. So many of our ancestors weren't allowed to activate their throat chakra and use their voice and step out. They weren't allowed to do that. So we have to give gratitude that we can at least do that, you know? And we have to get gratitude that though things feel uncertain, and though things are pretty shaky right now, and we're unsure about where this is going to take us, give gratitude that it's happening. Give gratitude that awareness is happening. Give gratitude that people are opening their eyes. Give gratitude that people are shedding their skin, and they're shape shifting. They're shifting themselves into new forms. They're shifting their lives into new forms. We're stepping into gratitude for the sacrifice that our ancestors have made, the sacrifice that our mothers, our fathers, our grandfathers, our great-grandmothers, the sacrifices that they have made in order for us to be in this position and be in the space that we're in now. I'm so grateful to be a Black woman. I'm so grateful to our people for just rising to the occasion and just our resilience. And I feel like that energy of gratefulness and gratitude is just going to be really, it's going to be a big theme for this week. I also envision, a lot of us like celebrating the works of revolutionaries and tending back to Malcolm X speeches and James Baldwin and Angela Davis, and looking at how like the Black Panthers, how they were organizing and finding those gems within the abundance of wealth through knowledge that they've left with their legacy. So definitely the energy of this week is gratitude. I love that. Appreciation. I would love to know, after you guys watch this video, like, what are you thankful for in this moment? Despite the chaos, what are you thankful for? Right now, I'm thankful for I'm thankful for so many things. I'm thankful for my brothers and sisters that are on the front lines. I'm thankful that God has given me gifts which I can use as a form of activism, which to heal my people, to bring freedom, to bring spiritual freedom to all people, but specifically my people. I'm grateful for my black ass family. I'm grateful for the knowledge that and the values that my mom and my dad and my grandparents instilled within me, to be prideful and to not to see my skin color as a weapon but a gift. And some of us might have, and I feel like clearly this is, I'm really speaking to black people in this moment, but when we spoke last week, when I spoke about taking off masks because uh-oh, my baby's waking up. Last week when I spoke about taking off our masks because we're just over it, I really see that a lot of us are taking off our masks. Like we've been code switching, honestly, to keep checks. And right now, like everything is so much more than that. So we're ripping off those masks still and being grateful that we can step into our power and not alone but do it together. So appreciation for this week is what's up. And I am going to do an oracle card from my Mystic Shaman deck. I did a really amazing event with Ethels this week and I used this deck, and I love this deck so much, although it's not one of those decks that I revisit often. I think when I first got it I was just like obsessed, but this is a deck that I really like, I'm feeling called to right now. So Spirit, what is the message that we need to receive for this upcoming week? Oof. What is the message that we need to receive for... Wow. I don't even know what this means, but it's provocative. No. It's the Holy Mountain. I'm sorry, y'all. My ring light might be a little too bright for you, girl. Sorry. Next time I will make note of that. The Holy Mountain. Make note that something might go down on the 25th of June. The Holy Mountain invites you to go on a sacred pilgrimage to acquire vision and perspective. So with that, it might come from separating yourself from the noise to see things on a different level. Like white people that want to align themselves as allies because they feel it's a responsibility, which it is. You might notice that this week you might be losing a lot of friendships, or you're going to be looking at people differently because you're like, how are you not woke? And I hate to use that word, but for real, like, how are you not woke? How do you not see what's going on? First, you must accept the present situation as an opportunity to discover higher understanding. Yes. Find a sacred altar where others who came before you have prayed and found wisdom, and make your offering there. Make a commitment to walk with courage, love, and compassion until you see clarity, the perfection of it all. When the Holy Mountain shows up, it is time to be active. Do not allow your doubts to deter you and keep you bound. This is a time to leap over challenges and remember that from the top of the mountain there are no obstacles, only beauty and an obstructed view of the entire earth. It makes so much sense to me too, like when this new year started and whoever came up with this came up with 2020 vision, right? And with 2020 vision, so many of us were thinking of it or adapting that phrase or saying on a personal, like to our personal lives. Like, yes, 2020 vision, I got the vision, like Claire, I'm about to cut through my obstacles, like this is the year, it's popping. Cool, yes, that can still happen. But 2020 vision is about looking back from the past and allowing things to surface from the past in order to see where we are and to acknowledge where we need to be. And Saturn is going to teach us those lessons too. I probably should do a Saturn retrograde message. When we tracing our steps and revisiting the past and these painful experiences, it provides clarity, crystal clear vision on where we're at now. where we're at now, not as as United States citizens, but the world. Where are we now? Like, where is the world now? How have we grown? How have we evolved? What were we doing? What weren't we doing? And that's why all of this is happening too, to hold us accountable, so that when we take these next, not even when we take, to push us in the next step for the vision that the divine, for the vision that God had always had for us, not has, is making for us. I want to elaborate on this, Spirit. What is, Spirit, can you elaborate on this holy mountain? Death. I'm sorry, y'all can't see my cards. I just pulled death. When death occurs, it indicates that something has served its purpose. Something has served its purpose. It's no longer useful. It no longer aligns with where we're at now. It no longer vibrates on the same frequency. But death could also indicate physical death too. So I hate to say this, but this week there might be more death. Which is, I really hate to say that, but I just don't want anyone to be surprised about the direction that we're going. Sometimes things get worse in order for them to get better. But just know that this week we're being affirmed that this is the end of the chapter. This is the end. This is the end. So we're mourning. We're going to be mourning our old lives, as if COVID hitting us wasn't hard enough. We're going to be mourning our own lives. And we're also going to see on the internet that a lot of white people are going to be throwing pity parties for themselves because they can't do X, Y, and Z. I can't go to the mall because the riots, or I can't do this, this, and that. Fuck that. It does not matter. It does not matter. Use this time to mourn, but also use this time to reflect. What do you do when someone that you loved, or what do you do when someone that you love transitions? You celebrate the past, you celebrate those memories, but you also reflect. You reflect on their life. You reflect the decisions that they made. You reflect on the guidance that they took. You reflect on those who they surrounded themselves by. So this is going to be a deep week of reflection. Reflection provides clarity. Reflection allows us to be clear on our intentions. Reflection allows us to be clear on which side we're taking. I said I wasn't going to do tarot, but here we are, Spirit. Just one more card to elaborate on this message. Sorry. Spirit, one more card that you have for us to elaborate on this holy mountain and death. The Hermit. This is going to be a week of personal observation. A lot of us are going to be doing our homework this week. Homework to educate ourselves, to just get a feel of where we're at now. Homework to see how we can play an active role in what's going on. And just overall isolation and removing ourselves from our environment so that we can see clearly, so that we can really have that 20/20 vision. The Hermit goes into hermit mode for a purpose, for the purpose of knowledge, for the purpose of sacred wisdom, for the purpose of knowing oneself. We're going to be paying attention to the details that relate to us. Small things, how we use our platforms and social media, the words that we use, how we connect with our bodies or lack thereof. All of these things, this is definitely going to be a week where we're just gonna try to filter. That's the key word for this week. The key word for this week is filtering. So I want to share that if you're feeling called to do some unfollowing, if you're feeling called to delete your social media, whatever you feel that you need to do to provide more clarity for you, to provide more truth to you, that you can be the best version of yourself, so that you can support the highest and greatest good, and so that you can help elevate the collective and that mission that we have. Do it. Do it, do it, do it. And I am going to conclude this with just a loving affirmation from Divine. Spirit, what loving affirmation do you have for us this week? Turn on your love light. I don't even know why I bother. Turn on your love light. Sometimes the best way to remain sane is to love. Last week's theme was unconditional love, and clearly that's just a theme. That's not even a weekly theme. That is the life theme. Love is to be embodied. We are walking love, and we need it more. We need it more now than ever. So express your love, share your love in the best ways that you know. But also Saturn in Aquarius, in this age of Aquarius, is also like reminding us that there might be new ways or different ways for us to express and show love. Seek those ways when you go into this hermit mode. Seek different ways in which you can show love and be present in love, and always, always. And I love you, and I'm here for you. And if you guys are interested in booking a personal reading, you already know I'm here. I'm sending Reiki energy to those that are on the front lines of these protests. And I will see you guys next week.